In this video, we're going to be painting this gorgeous landscape in oils using the underpainting technique. Hi, I'm Marion Dutton. Welcome to MazArt Studio. Now, if you'd like to paint along with me, you can grab yourself a copy of a free tracing, a free reference photo, and a free PDF guide listing all of the materials that I'll be using for this painting. This landscape is taken from my own reference photo, so hopefully it'll give you a few hints and tips how you can take your own photographs and turn them into a painting. I'll be painting this tutorial in two parts, the underpainting, which is coming up next, and then the coloured glazes, which I'll be doing in part 2 in next week's video. So without further ado, let's jump on over and start that underpainting. Okay, I've transferred the outline onto my canvas and I've used a fixative to fix the drawing. I'm using some lean painting medium, this is oil painting medium, and some burnt umber to create a really nice creamy mixture. I'm going to use a sponge to apply this mixture onto my canvas. Apply this mixture in a very thin, transparent layer. This gives us a lovely middle tone to work from. I'm now going to begin erasing, and for this I'm just using a paper towel to begin with to erase some of the lighter areas in the sky and in the pond. I'm now going to begin just using burnt umber. I'm taking off that excess off the brush so I can have a nice controlled amount, and I'm going to begin working on the distant trees and start to gradually build up those tones. I'm focusing initially on those distant trees. Moving to the grass now, I'm using a very old warm brush for this, just to put a little bit of texture in the grasses in the distance. As I move towards the foreground, the colour is a little bit darker. I'm a little bit heavier with that paint as I darken the foreground, and I'm dragging this dark tone into the pond. Using that old warm bristle brush is allowing me just to scrub these darker tones and keep things quite loose. I'm working on the main tree shadow, and I'm making sure that my strokes are relatively horizontal. Switching to a small flat brush now, I begin working on those distant trees. I'm using quite a dark tone at this point and allowing those distant trees to silhouette against that light sky. Here I'm using an eraser and I'm going to begin adding a little bit of light to that those grasses in the distance. You can use a little sandpaper to keep cleaning the eraser. Back to that small flat brush now as I begin adding some more of those distant trees. Remember to repeat into the pond for that reflection. I'm working now on this main tree trunk. I'm using a small flat to go around the outer edge and switching to a larger flat to fill the inside with this burnt umber. Here I'm using a heavier mix of that burnt umber now to really create some texture and some darker areas in this tree trunk. And I'm using a darker mix now on the shadowed areas. Back to that eraser now to bring in some light. And once again switching to that small flat to begin adding some more tree trunks. I'm switching to a liner brush now and some medium. This is the lean painting medium. And I'm going to add some burnt umber into that to make a really nice inky mixture. We're going to begin adding some twigs and some tree limbs to the trees. Now I'm going to add some at this stage, but we will also add more when we come to do our colour layers. At this point I've gone back to the old warm brush just to create a little bit of texture and add some real contrast now to this underpainting. So you're looking for your darker darks and your lighter lights at these final stages. Here I'm using the old warm brush just to tap on the effect of some darker leaves silhouetted against that lovely lighter sky area. Once again I'm back to that eraser and I'm just popping in a few little water lines. You can use a rag to get rid of any eraser dust, and we'll call that a finished underpainting. Now you do need to let your underpainting completely dry before you move on to the coloured layers, which we'll be doing in next week's video. If you are getting value from these lessons, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And again, just add your comments down below. Let me know that you are enjoying the lessons. YouTube does reward channels with high engagement, so your comments are always appreciated. If you do decide to have a go at this lesson for yourself, then don't forget to apply to join the MazArt tribe on Facebook and share your versions with me over on there. And all the links to that are in the description box below. I do hope you enjoy painting this one as much as I have, and I look forward to seeing you again in part 2. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again in the next video.